Election day is 5 days away. That's when Ohio voters will decide whether to legalize marijuana. To find out more about legal pot, Local 12's Jeff Hirsch traveled to Colorado, where marijuana is already legal. Tonight, how a parents group is trying to limit children's access to pot.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Enjoy, brother.
There are hundreds of places in Colorado where you can buy legal marijuana. Do you consider yourself a regular user, or is this recreational, periodic?
Recreational.
Which to some people is how it should be.
It's like you're buying alcohol. It's regulated.
And to others, it's unfortunately how it's turned out.
I live in Denver, which is the epicenter of marijuana in the world, arguably.
If Colorado is the epicenter of legal pot in America, South Broadway in Denver, where I am now, is the epicenter of the epicenter. At least a half a dozen marijuana retailers within walking distance of where I am. There's one right there. There's another one next to it. Another one down the street. It's kind of like chili parlors in Cincinnati. They're pretty hard to miss. For example, there's the Ganja Gourmet, weed or feed.
The edible business is exploding right now, and we go out of our way to carry all edibles because we're known for having the largest selection of edibles in the state.
But that state of affairs in this state is troubling to Gina Carboni.
I'm a third-generation Colorado native, and I'm raising 4 boys here. 2 of them are in middle school, and frankly, our kids, my kids, are the experiment here in Colorado with what we're doing.
Carboni is one of the leaders of an organization called Smart Colorado, a parents group trying to keep marijuana away from kids and educate young adults.
And we know now from studies that marijuana for a young person under 25 whose brain is still developing, it is not a benign substance, and it can really hurt them.
Smart Colorado has successfully lobbied the legislature here to get marijuana edibles clearly identified outside and inside the package. Because let's face it, kids love sweets which might be left out in the kitchen.
Anything can become an edible. We have over 300, nearly 300 types of edibles, but new ones all the time. And many of them, again, candies, snacks, sodas, fruit drinks, I mean, things that are attractive to our young people.
Smart Colorado is particularly concerned about access to medical marijuana. You have to be 21 to buy recreational pot, but medical, 18, as it would be in Ohio if issue 3 is approved.
We have a lot of 18-year-olds with medical marijuana cards in our high schools, seniors in high school.
Probably nothing wrong with them medically, most of them probably.
Oh, for our kids using, absolutely. I mean, there are many abuses and that's well known.
You need a doctor's certification to buy medical marijuana, but some shops will even help you find a friendly physician.
It's extremely easy for young people to get a medical marijuana card. If you're 18, you don't need permission from parents. These doctors are all over the place, and just for a fee, you can tell them you have a headache, a knee injury, whatever, and you easily get your medical marijuana card.
Smart Colorado is smart enough to realize that legal marijuana in Colorado is not going away. They're not asking voters to undo something already approved. And the group has heard the argument that you might as well legalize and tax something that people are going to use anyway. But Smart Colorado is concerned that when a substance becomes accepted and almost glorified, you have problems.
Colorado has a very high rate of youth marijuana use.
But is it getting higher due to legalization? The director of the governor's office of marijuana policy coordination says the jury is still out.
I think they thought, first of all, that reports would come back that basically every kid is smoking marijuana in the state. And, you know, our initial health reports say that that's actually been fairly stable.
But the pot itself is more potent than what parents may have smoked in college in the 60s or 70s. Adults need to know that and keep the stuff away from children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. Gina Carboni says education and regulation are critical. Labeling, portion size, limits on potency. And one more thing. Parents, she says, need to speak up because big marijuana is just big tobacco with a high.
It's been very difficult to rein in once these, this very big, powerful industry has been unleashed in your state. So I would try and put your future and your kids ahead of the profits of this industry.
In Denver, Jeff Hirsch, Local 12 News.
Tomorrow here on Local 12 News, you'll hear more from Colorado's pot czar, Andrew Friedman, including a close look at tax revenue from marijuana.